All right, everybody. Happy Sunday night. Welcome to Music on the Menu on the River. Alan K. Stout with you as I always am. Sunday nights, 9 to 10 o'clock, bringing you regional artists doing their own original material from right here in northeastern Pennsylvania. Hanging out with DC Taylor. DC, how you doing, buddy?
Good, Alan. How's it going?
I'm all right. I'm just cold.
Yeah, a little bit.
I am cold.
I think there's going to be some 30s in our future this week.
30s, I'll bust out my swimsuit. I mean,
it's going to be time for a party on the patio.
Yes, be down there at the casino. Yeah, I mean, really, this is nuts.
I know.
I mean, this deep freeze, enough of it, all right?
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
Right.
Like, we live in Pennsylvania. We live in the mountains of Pennsylvania. It gets cold in the winter, so we shouldn't be surprised. But this is a bit much. Hey, let's get this show rolling. I want to kick off the show tonight with Miz because he's been teasing on social media and promoting on social media his CD release party, which will be coming up in a couple of weeks. And get that date on your calendar, January 26th. To Friday night at the River Street Jazz Cafe. Miz very excited about his new record. We will have the record. We'll be playing it shortly. But in the meantime, we'll go back to some of the other stuff that he sent us over the years. This is a great song from Mike. It's called If I Had.
If I had one more chance to say I'm sorry, I'd give anything for you to hear my words. And oh, maybe then wouldn't have lost my best friend, and maybe then you'd see why I'm so undeterred. If I had one more chance to say I miss you, honey, would you understand the words I say? And oh, maybe then you'd believe me once again, and maybe then you wouldn't throw my love away. But back home there's a river wide and true, it winds along a road that leads to you. And if I had my way, I'd ride that river all the way, just to try and understand your point of view. Wake up one more morning next to you. If I had one more chance to say I need you, honey, would you recognize my honest plea? And oh, maybe then all the clouds would part again, and maybe then you'd realize my reverie. Back home there's a river wide and true, it winds along a road that leads to you. And if I had my way, I'd ride that river all the way, just to try and understand your point of view. And wake up one more morning next to you. If I had one more chance to say I love you, you're all I think about these days of blue. And all the things that I feel, well, you might see that I'm for real, and you would understand that what I say is true. 'Cause back home there's a river wide and true, winds along the road that leads to you. And if I had my way, I'd ride that river all the way, just to try and understand your point of view. And wake up one more morning next to you. Wake up one more morning next to you. show. Such a chance on a bittersweet romance. You had to sell out your own name, sell out your own name. Maybe you could buy it back for a bag of cocaine and sell it off to the people who love your face. Oh, baby, it's never too late to go home. It's never too late to go home. Season turns to gray, you know your mother is to blame, your mother is to blame. Such a wicked world that ends with the memories. Guess who pays the toll? Jesus Christ, another time to hang around. He thinks you got it up insane, you got it up insane. Maybe you could buy him back for a bag of cocaine and sell it off to the people who love your face. Oh, baby, it's never too late to go home. Never too late to go home. It's never too late to go home. It's never too late to go home. Sell out your own name, sell out your own name. Maybe you could buy it back for a bag of cocaine and sell it off to the people who love your face. It's never too late to go home. It's never too late to go home. It's never too late.
OurAfter here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called Seasons of Grey. And before that, Miz with a song called If I Had. And of course, Miz, new album, official CD release party, January 26th at the River Street Jazz Cafe. DC, are we up against something tonight? I know we're getting into that time of year where we have some hefty competition on Sunday nights, NFL playoffs, Grammy Awards, Academy Awards. Yeah. They all come up on Golden Globe Awards.
I think it's Golden Globes tonight.
Are they tonight?
I think so.
I don't watch award shows. I used to watch them when I was young. Do you like award shows?
No, I could do without them. Especially lately.
Yeah, I have reasons. I mean, first of all, I'll give you two quick stories.
Uh-huh.
I remember 1993. I was writing music for the Times Leader. It was my first full year. I started in late 92.
Mm-hmm.
So 1993, I really start reviewing a lot of records and writing a lot about music. And Billy Joel put out River of Dreams.
Yeah.
And Sting put out 10 Sumner's Tales.
That's a great year.
It was awesome records.
Yes.
And they were both nominated for Album of the Year, or Record of the Year, whatever they're called. And so I watched the Grammys, and I had reviewed both of those records that year and loved them both. Mm-hmm. And the Album of the Year went to the Bodyguard soundtrack.
Okay.
which was a huge thing with Whitney Houston, and I Will Always Love You. She did a great job with the cover of the old Dolly Parton song.
Yep.
Nothing against Whitney Houston and her talent and the great job she did with that track, but I didn't view it as an album. I see an album as one vision with an artist. Right. I'm going to write 9, 10, 12 songs. It's going to be a body of work. It's going to be the vision of the artist. It's going to be the vision of the band, the producer. Mm-hmm. This all comes together as a presentation, as a work of art. Which is what River of Dreams was, which is what 10 Sumner's Tales was. The Bodyguard was a soundtrack to a movie, had like 100 different songwriters on it. It had 4 different artists on it, I think. She didn't even have all the songs on the record. Right. There were other people on it, 5 or 6 different people producing the tracks, and it just rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah. And I thought, if I think this way, why doesn't the Grammys think this way? Right. Have a category if you want to for best soundtrack, and give it to The Bodyguard. You know, I have no problem with that.
Sure,
but don't put that above someone's full creative vision, which is what. And so I don't watch the Grammys again forever. I mean, I really didn't. And the Oscars, it was 1989. Yeah. Field of Dreams came out, which was my all-time favorite movie. Okay. Dead Poet Society came out, which was one of my top 5 all-time favorite movies. And it lost to Driving Miss Daisy, both those films. And that was it for me. I was like, I can't watch these shows anymore. How could Field of Dreams not win the Oscar for Best Picture? I mean, it's such an amazing movie. And so, listen, if you're here with us tonight and you're not watching the Golden Globes or the Grammys, obviously we're all on the same page. You're listening to the best radio show in the world right here.
Exactly.
So stay with us. This is brand new music from Neil Nicastro. We just got it from right before Christmas. Neil, of course, longtime member of the Collective, the 5%, probably the band he was best known for, did some great work, and he's done a couple of solo records now. I also profiled Neil in my Up Close column in the Electric City this week, so you could read all about Neil and the new record in the paper. This is the first track we're playing. This is our first new song from 2018. It's called Okay, Let's Sing.
I like pretty girls that sing and dance even when it's raining.
I like to find a guy to hold my hand and look me in the eye.
Stay up late singing songs about how it should be.
So do I, why don't you give me a chance?
Well, okay, let's sing. Woohoo, 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 woohoo. I tend to break a sweat, doesn't seem to matter what I'm doing.
I'm always really late and I don't care. I hope you don't mind.
Drive real fast, but I don't pay much attention.
So do I, why don't you give us a chance?
Well, okay, let's sing. Woohoo, 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 woohoo. If the world opens up, we might find out it's only us. As if a curl from a wave washes everyone else away. There'll be nothing left to say except woohoo, 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 woohoo. Yeah. I can do some things I might regret, won't forget.
I guess I don't mind being a little crazy once in a while.
I always take a chance when I'm pretty sure that no one's watching.
So do I, what do you have in mind?
How about let's sing? Woohoo, 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 woohoo. And if the world opens up, we might find out it's only us. As if a curl from a wave washes everyone else away. If the world opens up, we might find out it's only us. As if a curl
these words of anger held there. We'll never find a common ground. Our wounds are open, our hearts fell broken. We can't turn back now, and I won't make a sound. Get out, we can't turn this around. Because I know up beside you fell to show. Hopefully soon you will be let go. For us there is no future. A child suffers, and it's our daughter. When you broke me down, I built you up. My hands were yours to hold. I don't need you now like I needed you then. Our hearts together cannot grow. Get out, we can't turn back now, and I won't make a sound. Get out, we can't turn this around. Because I know beside you fail to show. Hopefully soon you will be let go. You'll be let go. Forever was the road we saw. The ending was the war that we were. Get out, we can't turn back now, and I won't make a sound. Get out, we can't turn this around. No, because I know, oh I know, and hopefully soon you will be let go. You'll be let go. Get out, you'll be let go. Get out, you'll be let go. Get out,
Grace's Downfall here on Music on the Menu on the River, a song called No Looking Back. Before that, No Vacancy with a song called Good Times, Bad Times. And before that, brand new music from Neil Nicastro, a song called Okay, Let's Sing from his brand new record, For Escaping One. It's an EP, about 5 songs, and he's got a bunch of them recorded. So there'll be a For Escaping 2, I assume, some point later this year. But for now, that's the brand new one. DC, I had a chance to attend the grand opening of a new music venue in Wilkes-Barre last weekend, Carl Hall.
Oh, yeah.
It's in downtown Wilkes-Barre. It's
Kevin Carl, yep.
Yeah, the lower level of the Polish Club.
Mm-hmm.
Not far from where I used to work at the Times Leader, just a couple of doors down, right on North Main Street.
Yeah.
Great night. Gentleman East played. Great crowd. So many people from the local music scene out there to support it. A friend of mine, AJ Jump, is one of the partners in the business, and I'm so happy for him and his partner, Mary McKenna, on just taking a shot and giving a new live music venue to Northeast PA. It's kind of in that lower level, kind of reminds you of something you see down in Greenwich Village.
Yeah.
And around, the Bleecker Street kind of vibe. They have a lot of these clubs in New York where original music bands play, in the basement of old buildings, and they turn them in, and that kind of has that kind of vibe to it, which we don't have in Wilkes-Barre really anywhere right now.
Right.
Like the old days of the factory in a way. Very cool. And just want to, congratulate them and wish them all the best. This is AJ Jump's old band, Bent Blue, a song called Rise Above.
So the world seems cruel to you. Well, that's nothing new, and I'll tell you the truth. Most people here, they don't have a clue about life. inside. Don't cry for what you are. Don't cry for the world as it slowly dies. If it was worth money, man, they'd sell the sky. Got to rise above, got to rise above, got to rise above. Got to rise above, got to rise above, got to rise They judge you by the things that you didn't want to be, and the lies that you now can see, the mistakes that you make can lead you to the truth that you now can see. Got to rise above, got to rise above, got to rise above. Got to rise above, got to rise above, got to rise above. Got to rise above, got to rise above, got to rise above. Take a chance on us, we remain in touch, we believe in love. You must know now. You must know now. You must know now. Find you know, used to say, used to. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do do do. Oh. Well, everybody knows the way life's supposed to be. Got a picture in the back of their minds of something they'll never find. You put a quarter in the jukebox and play Don't Stand So Close to Me. It puts a picture in the back of my mind, blue skies and sunshine. The way life's supposed to be. It's the way life's supposed to be. It's the way life's supposed to be. It's you and me. Oh. Everybody knows the way life's supposed to be. Got 2 kids and a wife and a car, hanging out by the pool in your backyard. I turn the corner to your house, but you say, why are you following me? Following me. I'd keep a picture of you, but you would say, don't be a friend to yesterday. The way life's supposed to be. It's the way life's supposed to be. It's the way life's supposed to be. It's you and me. Oh. Well, everybody knows the way life's supposed to be. You got a picture in the back of their minds of something they'll never find. You put a quarter in the jukebox and play Don't Stand So Close to Me. It puts a picture in the back of my mind of warm skies. dawn it rises up like a Himalayan ridge. Work stuffed in my backpack, baby, across the Ben Franklin Bridge. Camden Town lays there like a dead dog on the road, reading suburban eyes in survival mode. Well, the cops might see me coming, but they always let me pass. I got holes in my work boots, baby. I got balls made of brass. You get it from the train tracks and the oxy coming down like dry leaves in the fall in the backyards of this town. We all gotta ramble, baby, but who the hell has the time to document the brain cells that a generation left behind? No, 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 no. Isolation in HD, baby, behind that kitchen door. Just wanna feel something different than before. This ain't no story, so I don't know where it ends. I got the will but not the sense to make my own amends. I don't wanna grow old, no, I'd rather run out of time chasing these sad hoes across the borderline, yeah. We all gotta ramble, baby, but who the hell has the time to document the brain cells that a generation left behind? No, 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 no. Like a Himalayan ridge, work stuffed in my backpack, baby, across the Ben Franklin Bridge, yeah.
Tom Flannery and Bret Alexander here on Music on the Menu with a song called Ben Franklin Bridge. Ben Franklin Bridge, you're a Philly guy. You must know that. That's sure. That bridge that takes you over from down around Penn's Landing over to Camden.
That's right. You go when you want to go from Philly over to Jersey, you either take the Ben Franklin or the Walt.
The Walt
Women.
Or the Walt. Yeah.
The Walt, yeah.
And the Ben Franklin is kind of takes you over into Camden and Cherry Hill.
Yep.
I've taken that bridge a couple times this year, actually. And it's where you go to see concerts over there. So Tom and Bret wrote a song about it. Before that, International Pete, nice little Sting Police reference in that song called The Way Life's Supposed to Be. And before that, Rise Above from Bent Blue. And again, I played that one for AJ Jump, my buddy, and congratulating him on the successful opening of Carl Hall in downtown Wilkes-Barre. And I'm sure I'll be back there again seeing some bands. I'm going to play a tune now from Eddie Randazzo. And funny story, DC, talk about the cold we were talking about at the beginning of the show. I've known Eddie a long time. He calls me up or he sends me a text. I think it was back in October. And he's looking for an article that I had written about him, Music on the Menu column, about 10 years ago when his first record came out. He misplaced his only copy or something. So he asked me if I had one. So I found it. I dug it out from my little archives. And it was sitting on top of my refrigerator for a couple months. So I said to Eddie, I sent him a text and said, hey, I got that article. I'll swing by your apartment with it if you want. I'm meaning to give it to you now for like 2 months. He tells me he's in Erie.
Okay. Erie, where they've had 5 feet of snow.
Erie. I immediately start laughing. I mean, they had 61 inches of snow in Erie, like the day that Eddie got there. He flew in. I don't even know how he got there. I mean, I don't even know how the airport was open. He must have just beat the storm by a day or something.
Right.
So he actually called me and we're talking. I'm like, what are you, like in an igloo? I'm like, what does 5 feet of snow even look like? Yeah, I can't even imagine. He said, it's unbelievable. You look out the roads and it's just unbelievable.
That's great.
So we're playing this one for Eddie Randazzo, and I'm hoping he gets home safely, although I have a feeling he might be marooned out there for a while. I don't know. Song called Sentimental Journey.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna make a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bags, I've got my reservation. Spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation, I long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we're leaving at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gotta make a sentimental journey, a sentimental journey home. Yeah. This is what time we're leaving. 7, that's the time we're leaving at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna make a sentimental journey, a sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey home. Ooh, yeah.
I know it's hard living with regret, but what would life be without learning from the past? And who do you run to when no one's on your side? Who do you turn to at the loneliest of times? Remember that I'm always here for you, and no, there's nothing I wouldn't do, 'cause you'll never be lonely. You'll never have to cry another tear. You'll never have to fake another smile. As long as I'm here with every single moment, with every wish that you make, I'll carry you across the deepest ocean. Whatever it takes, I'll do. So don't be afraid, I'll never leave your side. Promise to cherish you each moment of our lives. I'll take you away from all this pain you feel, give you love you
nothing to deal now. Yeah, well, don't hesitate to stand in my way, but let me get the rest out. I've got something to say, and I'll go on for days, so let me get the rest out, yeah. Let me get the rest out. And you think it's fine that I'm all alone now, that I'm on my own now. Can you just whine after your day there? But does it really seem fair? But don't hesitate to stand in my way, but let me get the rest out. I've got something to say, and I'll go on for days, so let me get the rest out, yeah. Let me get the rest out. Yeah, and you wonder, will it wash away? And I wonder, will it be the same? And you wonder, what do I have to say? Yeah, don't hesitate to stand in my way. And I said, don't hesitate to stand in my way. And I said, don't hesitate to stand in my way. And I said, don't, yeah. And I said, don't hesitate to stand in my way, but let me get the rest out. Got something to say, and I'll go on for days, so let me get the rest out, yeah. Let me get the rest out. Let me get the rest out, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jared Campbell here on Music on the Menu on the River with a song called Rest Out. I love that song, Rest Out. Sometimes you think you've said everything you have to say to somebody, and then like the next day you realize, oh, I got more to say. That's kind of what that song is about. Let me get the rest out.
Yeah.
You look at the title and you think it, may have something to do with resting as far as, taking a break.
That's what I thought at first.
It's about, there's more. I've got more.
Okay.
Before that, Ronnie Williams, a great song called As Long As I'm Here. Of course, Ronnie, a longtime member of some very popular bands here in northeastern Pennsylvania, Flaxy Morgan, Bad Hair Day, Midnight Rain back in the early 90s. A terrific, talented guy, and I love his voice. And before that, Ed Randazzo, who may be back from Erie. I'm not sure. He was out there visiting his buddy. And, he got there just in time for the 5 feet of snow. I just can't get over that.
No.
My dad's the one that told me about it. He's like, here they got 5 feet of snow in Erie. I'm like, what? And then literally the next day I'm trying to get in touch with Eddie, and he's like, where are you at? I'm in Erie. Again, I just started kind of laughing.
That's a heck of a place to be.
Immediately. This is Music on the Menu on the River. We're here every Sunday night from 9 to 10 playing your regional artists. We know we're going to be up against NFL playoffs and the Super Bowl and NFC championship games and AFC championship games and Grammys and Oscars and all that stuff over the next couple of weeks. We do that every year this time of year, but we appreciate you sticking with us and hanging with these great talents. And if you missed the show, we always podcast it, of course, too. Also would be remiss if I did not mention tomorrow would be the 82nd birthday of the man that the reason we're doing this show, and that is Elvis Presley. And I was thinking about it, DC, and you think about it, he's been gone 40 years now. Mm-hmm. He's 42 when he died. And it seems like so long ago, because it was 4 decades ago. And yet I know people that are older than that. You know, I hung out with my Uncle Paul a couple times over the last couple weeks, who is, I think, 84 years old.
Yeah.
And so you really think about how much we lost. You know, that he could literally be like Willie Nelson and still out playing
Right.
at 82 years old.
Yeah.
Think about that, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I always talk about Elvis in August, and we thank him for but really doing the show. And when I was thinking about this quote. It's something that I read only about a month ago from a very famous artist. And I won't tell you who it is, but I'll tell you who it is in a second. But he was asked in one of the last interviews that he ever did, do you agree or disagree with Neil Young's lyric in Rust Never Sleeps? It's better to burn out than fade away. And this was his answer. I hate it. It's better to fade away like an old soldier than to burn out. I don't appreciate worship of dead Sid Vicious or the dead James Dean or the dead John Wayne. It's the same thing. Making Sid Vicious a hero, Jim Morrison, it's garbage to me. I worship the people who survive. And then he goes on to name some people. But I thought about that, and we do glorify the Jimi Hendrixes and the Janis Joplins and the Kurt Cobains. And, you know, they're forever frozen in time. They're forever young. They're on the poster. They don't look the same. Elvis Presley, 42 years old. And I think that the person who gave that answer, ironically, was John Lennon.
John Lennon.
And he gave that interview in 1980, right when he released Double Fantasy. And so how ironic was it that he was saying, you know, at one point he says, I hope I have 40 more years of music to make.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more to be done. And so, you know, when you think about that in the context of Elvis, you know, he's one of those people that we have on the pedestal, but at the same time, I think the lesson that we need to learn, especially with all the things going on in our communities these days and so forth, is, you know, it's better to be around. You know, it's better to be around. And you know, I mean, I think it's fascinating that some of these artists, you know, it's amazing for me to see Bruce Springsteen, you know, go out at age 68 years old just 2 years ago and be breaking his all-time records for being on stage for 4+ hours. You know, 4 hours playing music.
Wow.
And so, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is, you know, even though I'm one of these people that have been to Graceland and I've stood at the grave of Elvis and put a flower there and have that reverence for him and that appreciation for him, man, I wish that I could just, you know, pick up his new record.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that would be way better. And
Elvis Presley teaming up with Dave Grohl or something.
Oh, God. You know, Grohl would be all about that.
Of course he would.
You know, and he would be Grohl would be doing Burning Love or something, something like Kentucky Rain or something awesome like that. So Elvis, you know, thank you for all you did for us. 82 years tomorrow. You know, Supernova was born. I'll leave it now, as I always do, with the Badlees. This is a great song from the Epiphones and Empty Rooms record that came out. It's actually the last Badlees record as of right now. I don't know if there'll ever be another. Maybe there'll be some songs. Who knows? Bret was in with us back in October, and I asked him what was up, and he didn't really know. Nothing, I think, was basically his answer, at least on his end. Saw Pete Palladino in the summertime when I was down at the beach, and he said we might do some tunes, but you know, until then, this is the last thing that they ever did. This is the last song, actually, on the album. This is absolute brilliant songwriting. This is just really, you know, you could write a song like this, you know, you're really on a level. I say it all the time about these guys. It's like listening to a Springsteen song to me. It's that good. This is called A Place to Call Home. We'll catch you next week.
He came across the ocean to escape the barren land with no money in his pockets or luck at his command. He walked invitation, one handshake at a time. He said, little darling, won't you dance with me? Here is where we'll raise our family. And they roamed, looking for a place to call home, looking for a place to call home, looking for a place to call home. He volunteered for the army in the Second World War, and he waded through the blood waves on that Normandy shore. He reloaded his rifle behind enemy lines, and he made the world cleaner, one Nazi at a time. He wrote, little darling, won't you wait for me? When I get home, we'll start a family of our own. He went fighting for a place to call home, fighting for a place to call home, fighting for a place to call home. He said 7 generations of honor, blood, and will leads to me in this ranch house, but I can't pay my goddamn bills. They promised me $1, but they gave me a dime, and my faith is slowly dying, one handshake at a time. He said, darling, grab your things and follow